Guys, today is lesson 9. It is our very last lesson. And if you are still with me to this point, congratulations, you are almost done with your project. And today you will learn the part that you will probably use the most forever and ever from henceforth. When you go to middle school, when you go to high school, when you go to college, what I'm showing you how to do is something that you will need to know how to do. And that is to create a works cited page. According to, we are going to use MLA, which is the Modern Language Association format. But the site that I'm going to show you also uses or will allow you to do it APA format, which is another option. But MLA is usually, the Modern Language Association is usually the preferred one, and it's also free on the website that I'm going to show you. So what you need to do is go to your Google Drive and pull up your slides, which I have mine here, the one that I've been showing you. And go to your last page, excuse me, where you have saved your links for the sources that you used. You'll see that I had 4 sources. So you're going to pull that up, and then you are going to go to the first link that is at the bottom of today's lesson. It says EasyBib Free Bibliography Generator. So if you click on that, it will take you to this website. And you may want to watch this part of the video more than once because these steps are very important. But the first thing you're going to do is you want to create citations. And the cool thing about EasyBib is the ones that most people use, a website or a book or a journal are here. But there's a link that shows you more, and there are like 63 things. And if you click on any of those, it will tell you how you have to cite those. So it's pretty cool that it will do the work for you. You just have to pick your source. All of the sources that we use this time were websites. So I'm going to click on website. And this is the part where most people forget this little step. It says you can enter the URL here and it will do it automatically. Yeah, there's usually some glitches when that happens. So I'm going to recommend that you click this little blue text under it that says, I'll enter the information manually. So once you do that, it's going to take you to the next screen. And you're going to scroll down until it loads. There we go. This first box is only if you were letting them do it for you. So you're going to go to the manual part, and you need to pull up your article or your first website. So I'm going to go to the first website that I used, which was Famous Wonders. And I had an article about the Agra Fort in Agra. So the name of my article is Agra Fort in Agra. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to paste it right here. Then it wants to know my contributors or the authors. I'm going to go back to this page, and because Famous Wonders is a type of encyclopedia, it has a lot of authors. They're not at the top. They're not listed at the bottom. But because it is a website that I recommended for you and we know that it's reputable, don't freak out that it doesn't have the author's name, because it's going to have everything else. So because there's no author listed, we're going to leave that part blank. And that happens with encyclopedias a lot of times when there are lots of people who work on the article, okay? If you had a name, though, you would enter the first name here. If they had a middle initial, if they had the last name, if there were more than one author, you would click Add Another Contributor, and it would let you do that. But since we have no author, I'm going to skip that part. Now I need to know the website title. When I go back here, my website is Famous Wonders. I'm not looking at the URL. I'm looking at the upper left-hand corner, and it's Famous Wonders. And since it's in a kind of funny font, I'm going to just type it. Now I have to spell it right. I need to follow the grammar rules, capital F, capital W. The publisher or the sponsor. Now, we did not have an author, but we should have a publisher or a sponsor. And if you go to the bottom of the page, under the copyright, there's a year. Right behind that is your publisher. Sometimes it is a college or an educational institution. Sometimes it looks almost the same as the name of the web page, and this one does. But I'm copying that, and I'm going to paste it right here. And now they want to know the URL. What would I type in to get there? So I'm going to go to the top, and my URL is at the very top, so I'm copying that. I'm going to paste it right here. And they want to know when it was published. Now, with an article, a lot of times it'll be at the top, but in an encyclopedia, probably not. So I don't see one there. If there's nothing at the top, then I'm going to go all the way to the bottom, and I'm going to use the most recent copyright, which is 2015. So I only have the year, so that's all I'm going to put. But if it, whoops, I put it in the wrong place. If it gave me more than the year, if it gave me the month and the day, then I would put that as well. I'm looking over, I don't see any other information, no mistakes. So if your teacher required an annotation, that would be where you gave a description of the source. Like, this is an online encyclopedia that gives a condensed description of famous landmarks. You would type that there, but I'm not requiring that. So once you finish that, click on Complete Citation, and it's being created. Please wait one moment. So we're going to sit here and wait. Play the Jeopardy music in your head. Okay. And it says, your citation needs review. And they're going to show you below. Don't panic if it says that. Except mine's not there. So let's see what happened to it. Here it is. It was just slow. And they want me to look at it. I think they're concerned that it's missing an author's name. If I click on that, it'll tell me what's missing. And of course, it's telling me that I'm missing. I'm going to go back. I don't know why it did that. So I know that it's missing the author, but that's because there's not one. So that one's done. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to click on Create a New Citation, and I'm going to do my next source. So it's going to come up. Of course, it's another website. I'm going to go to my sources. I'm done with that one, so I'm going to close it. I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to choose my second one, which this one was the Britannica Encyclopedia article with China, and there was tons of information. I'm using the main page. And so the first thing that it asks me for is usually the title of the article, which is going to be China. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to manually cite it. And it is being a little slow, I apologize. And because I manually cited, I'm going to go to the manual part, and the article title was China. The next thing it wants to know is the author's name. It's an encyclopedia, so I'm not freaking out if it's not up here. I'm going to go to the bottom just to see if maybe, and this is a really long encyclopedia, so I'm going to actually do it this way. And you'll see about, contact. I'm going to have to move my picture. It does not show the author, so I'm not going to freak out. I'm just going to go back and see what they need next. I'm not sure why it took China away, but we're going to put that back. There's not an author. They want to know the website title. Well, the website title, some people think is Discus, but Discus is the car that got us to this location. It's the search engine. The name of our website is Britannica School Middle. And so I'm going to type that in. And I'm looking up here to make sure I spelled it correctly, and I did. The next thing they want to know is the publisher or the sponsor, which we said was at the bottom. So I'm looking for the copyright, and I think this will let me copy it, which is good if I'm very careful. So I'm going to copy that and paste it right here. And encyclopedia is the way they spell it is like a trademark. So, yes, it's weird. I know it's not spelled correctly, but it is their company's name, so they can spell it the way they want to. We need their URL, which is right here. I'm copying that. I'm pasting it. I need to know the date of publication, which was not at the top. The latest was the year, so I'm going to go fill that in for 2020. And once I have all of my information entered, I'm going to complete the citation. And you'll see it's going to add it. Now, don't freak out if this comes up. I'm glad it did. This is a free site, so they make money through ads. You're going to have to watch one little ad. Very kid-friendly usually. So if it comes up, just kind of let it do its thing. I usually mute it so that I don't have to hear it. So I'm just going to let it. And the timer, when the timer goes down to 0, then I can skip the rest of the ad. It should only come up once, so you shouldn't have to deal with it again, but it is worth it for the free site. So I'm glad it came up so that you know what to do. So when that clicks to 0, then I can click anywhere on there and I can click I'm done and the ad will go away, which is good. It's creating my citation. I'm going to move my picture back over. And it says it needs review because there was no author. But what you'll see is that was my first one. And it has added the second one to it. And you'll notice it put it second, but if I had done them in reverse order, it would have still put them this way because it's going to alphabetize all of your entries. Okay. So I know that one's good. I'm going to ignore. I'm not going to go back and look at it. And then I would go back and I would do create citation for my remaining sources. I'm not going to do that now because I don't want this video to last 20 minutes, but I would do my last 2 sources. And after I had done all of my sources, then I would export them. And where would you like to export them? Well, the easiest way is to your Google Docs. So export. And you may have to enter your password since you've probably never used this program. I have used it before. I'm not sure if I've used it on my Chromebook. So it may prompt me to do it as well. But if it asks for your username and things for your Chromebook, that's fine. What's going to happen is it's going to save it to your Google Docs. And it is coming up. And if you look, it's still thinking because the blue. All right. So now we want to export it to Google Docs. And if you look right there, it says view your citations in Google Docs. And bada bing, there it is. It has formatted it. It is ready to turn into your teacher. Some people go, Miss Watson, it did weird paragraphs. It does that purposely. A works cited would be double spaced, and it's a reverse paragraph, meaning the first line sticks out. Any other lines in an entry are indented. That way I can count the number of lines that are hanging, and I know how many sources you have. So once I got to this point, I would just copy this. Control C. I would go to my slides on this very last page, and I'm going to paste it. And once it's there, and I know that I've used all these sites, then I'm going to delete these, and boom, I'm done. I'm going to leave it just like that. Small. It's just like credits at the end of a movie for you to see. So once you have put that there, then you are done. You will go to your page. You will turn in your exit ticket. Brain teasers if you'd like. These are the last ones, then I'll tally the points. And that's it, guys. I hope you have a wonderful summer. I'm sorry the session did not get to be in person, but I am glad we were still together. I hope you have a great summer and that you get to go have a great year next year. Middle school, we'll miss you at Reach, and stay in touch. Bye.